And in this video, I'm going to be showing you a fun belly dance move that I like to call Around the World Hips. Now, I don't know if this is the official name for the movement. I don't know if the movement has an official name. And this is one of the things about belly dance, is that while there definitely are moves that have names that everyone agrees upon, there are also a lot of moves that either nobody really has a name, or there are all sorts of different names. So yeah, it's not as important what it's called, but it's more important how you do it. So let's move on to that. So this move, the Around the World Hips move, as I call it, is a combination basically of a hip drop and a single hip circle. So we're going to look at both of those elements, and then we'll see how we combine them to make this fun hip move. So for the hip drop, we are on our diagonal, as always, with the front foot slightly in front of the back foot. Our toes are just touching the floor and our heel is lifted. Knee is bent. From there, we are just going to straighten the knee, and as we straighten the knee, we are going to squeeze the obliques on that side, and that's going to bring our hip up, and then we bend the knee to bring the hip back down. So just up and down, up and down. Important as you do this to keep the heel lifted. So one common thing that people tend to do when learning this move is to drop the heel, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep the foot firmly planted, even though just the toes are on the ground. We want it really solid, so not moving, and letting the movement come from the knee, driving the hip up and down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. Let's try that on the other side. So finding the position, making sure the heel is lifted. We're on our nice diagonal, and straighten the knee and bend. Straighten, bend, and straighten and bend. So this is the basic hip drop technique. For this particular move, we are actually not going to straighten the knee all the way. We're just going to straighten it a little bit. And you see, you still get the same hip movement. With that, it's just maybe not quite as big as using the full range of motion through the knee. But you'll see why we don't do that in a second. So you can just do some light drops here to practice. You can try even speeding it up. We're not doing the kick here, the drop kick, just drops. So you can try that on each side. Again, I'm not straightening my leg all the way. I'm just doing little drops. So that is the first half of the move. For the second half, we are going to layer that on a single hip circle, which, if you remember the video, is this move here, circling one hip around. So to do the single hip circle as a review, we are going to twist the hip forwards. Again, we are trying to leave our foot pretty much in the same position on the floor. So you're really, again, using your oblique muscles that we use so much in belly dance to help twist that hip forwards. And now we're going to straighten the leg all the way. So this is where we straighten all the way. Twist to the back, and now drop all the way. Twist to the front, straighten to lift, twist to the back, and drop to bring the hip down. Twist, up, twist back, down, twist front, up, twist back, down. Other side. So twisting front, straightening the knee as much as we can to bring the hip up really high, twist to the back, and drop. Twist front, lift, twist back, drop. Front, lift, back, drop, and then of course, we smooth those 4 points out to make a circle. You also want to try to keep your upper body still here. So again, this is a bit of work in the abs, holding yourself up so that all the movement is isolated into the hip. Again, coming to the other side, smoothing that out into the circle. So that is the second element that we need. And now we're going to continue with the circle and with the drop. So this is why when we did the drop, we didn't straighten the leg all the way, because you need to differentiate between the high part and the lower part. So to do that, you need to make sure that your leg is actually a little straighter on the high part. So that's why we're not, if I use my full range of motion to do the drop, then I can't, when I come to the low part of the circle, I can't do it because I need to be stretching all the way up. So they're slightly smaller drops, but bringing our hip around in a circle. And I actually like to make it a little bigger than I would just do a normal hip circle. If I'm just doing a single hip circle, usually it's kind of small in place. But with these hips, especially coming to the back, I like to really stretch the hips out away from myself to really emphasize the movement. So let's try that on the other side. So this is, again, the single hip circle. And then we're going to start just bending and straightening the knee as we do that. So drop, 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 drop. This is such a fun movement to do when you're dancing. Have your arms out. You can do some fun arms here, whatever you want. So let's try that in a just small combination where we can put it on each side. What we're going to do is 6 counts on each side. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And then on 7 and 8, I'm just going to transition to the other side and repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8. So the transition is just step to come to the other diagonal. Or if you would like, if you saw last week's video on cross turns, you can also do the cross turn to transition. So that's also fun. You can choose what you want to do. We'll practice both. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cross and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cross and turn. So there I added this arm movement, which is also a fun arm movement to put on this move. You just have your arms in front of you, and you're just going to kind of roll your forearms around each other here, coming back towards you. So here. So you can definitely throw that in there. You can do the forwards and back arms is fun. You can just have your arms out. All sorts of things you can do with this. Again, this movement, it's really about having fun. It's kind of like, yeah, we're having a party, that sort of feeling usually when you do it in your dance. So the arms don't need to be super fancy, perfect technique or whatever. You can do what you want. So let's try that combination. Again, the 6 around the world hip drops, plus a transition move, either step to the diagonal or cross turn to the diagonal. So we'll try that again with some music. So that is the around the world hip move. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have fun with this move and can throw it into your dance. And if you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel to get updates when new videos come out. I will be doing more technique explanations, maybe some more videos about choreography and improvisation, possibly even about musicality if there's interest. I definitely would love to talk more about musicality. And I'm also probably going to do some more conditioning videos to help build those muscles, build your strength, flexibility, all of those elements that you need to be a strong dancer. So thank you again for watching and happy practicing.